Hello, hello. It's Sunday, StoryTime Sunday. Hello, hello. Hi, Ohio. Hello, Alabama. Fix myself on the camera. You know, they don't let you see yourself before you go live. Okay. Well, today's StoryTime Sunday. I chose the picture behind me. Let me go this way. And that's my horse, Susie Q. Frost. Susie Q. Frost. That girl. My mom painted this, what year? 1983. 1983. Hello, hello. Come on in. Hi. Hi. Hello, everyone. I need something to drink. My love, can you hand me my tea? Thank you so much. Got tea. I got my tea. Hi, everyone. Hi, Natasha. Good afternoon. Hey. I should say that's mine. Hey. Come on in. Hi, Sharon. All right. Here we go. Storytime Sunday. So let's start off by talking about yesterday. If any of y'all saw my video yesterday, we talked about the tornado and me being in a bathtub. And someone said, I never thought I would jump on here and see you sitting in a bathtub. And I did not think I would be doing that either. Now, before I tell you this very detailed information and give you guys a great story time today, I'm not on Facebook. You know, I'm not really happy with Facebook. I'm not happy with Facebook. They don't do anything for me. They block my viewers. No, Dexter, don't do that. Well, I'm not on Facebook. I'm on YouTube only. And I'm sorry, hold on. Can you stop with the box? Go sit down somewhere, Dexter. He's trying to, babe. He's trying to get the box from between the fridge and freezer. Can you give him something else? Sorry. He's scratching it between the freezers. There's a box and he wants the box. So he's being very disruptive. Well, anyway, before we get started on the story time and talking about all the things, can you guys hit the like button? Now you have to go back to the comment section, hit the like on the face of this, and then hit the subscribe button. Only 10% of you have subscribed and or liked. So if you could do that for me before we get started. So I'll answer questions after I tell the story time. So for story time today, we're going to talk about yesterday. I didn't think I'd be in a tub, but the old Lauren would have not ever done anything like that. It was in the moment, and it's outside of my comfort zone to go live on a camera. Were you guys surprised to see me in a tub with a German Shepherd, and I started to say great name, a German Shepherd and two cats? I did have a bowl on my head at one time. Yes, if you just joined, this is my mom's painting from 1983, and this is Susie Q. Frost. This was my mom's first horse that ended up being my horse. My mom's on here. Hi, Mom. And that's Susie Q. And in the bottom corner there, it says 1983. So Mama painted this in 1983. It is quite large. It's about 5 foot tall and about 3-4 foot wide. So, hello, everybody. So I did not think I'd be in the tub, but I will tell you what, I am happy that I was in the tub. So I'm just going to start out by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you wonderful people, all of my followers. Thank you humbly for being with me during that time. I I didn't want to be alone. Tim was not here. My mom was going through the same thing, and I needed someone to talk to and listen, and you guys did. So thank you so much for that. So for today's story time, I'm going to tell you about something personal because I have not worked on animals. I've taken off. I'm not working on any animals. I'm not working on any people except for tomorrow and Tuesday half day. So not a lot of animal stories to tell you about. So I decided that we would talk about something personal that happened that I learned a lesson from. So for Christmas, it's always a hard time, right? Christmas time. And, when your family's not together and we don't really have anyone. My grandmother, Wanda, she passed away in 1988. I was young. I would say 1988 because I was 10 and I was born in 78. So in 1988, my grandmother, Wanda, passed away on January 17th and of cancer, complications from cancer. And we don't celebrate Christmas like we used to. So for this Christmas, I decided that I wanted to do something special to remember her by. And the way that I wanted to remember Wanda was by honoring her memory with something that I thought of as a little girl that meant something really special. So when I was a little girl, my grandmother Wanda, I would go visit her in Kentucky, Western Kentucky. And she would do things that I thought were to entertain me. And they were things that were very near and dear to my heart. I didn't find out until I was an adult of the things that she did to make life better for me. And one of the things that she did was whenever it was a pretty day outside and we were at her house, which was about a mile, just over a mile down to this area that's called Big Springs Park. Now, Big Springs is a place where there's like a cave in a wall. It's hard for me to describe because I'm not a geologist, but there's a water that goes into this wall or comes out of this wall. My mom can correct me. And there's a spring that goes through this rock, and that area is called Big Springs. So my grandmother and I, we would walk to this. And to walk there, we had to come out of our house, turn left at this place called the Pantry, which was a convenience store that sold fried chicken and potato wedges. I remember them. And Little Debbie pecan pies. That is where my love for pecan pies first started. I'm addicted to pecan pie. I come out of her house. We turn left at the Pantry. We go down through some houses under a railroad bridge where there's a railroad that goes up. But you know those tunnels that you go under and it's just like a quick minute and you go under those? And my mom is saying it's a spring that runs under the town, and the Trail of Tears stop there on their journey west. So there you go. So we go under the train concrete bridge. We go down around and we come up to the town center. There's a courthouse in the middle. There are stores lining the streets, and we come to the stop sign and we turn right. We go down through the stores, past the Dollar General, past the resale shops, and before Newsom's Country Hams, we turn right. We walk down a set of stairs and we go to the spring. You know what? I am totally telling this story wrong. Back up, rewind. Go down the street before the Dollar General, turn right. walk down the street a little ways where there's an old railroad museum, and on the left is Big Springs. Now, while we go into Big Springs, and we get to Big Springs and I see the water and I throw little things into the water and pick up little clovers off the ground, and I would throw them in the water and I would watch them float down the water and chase them and say, there it goes, there it goes. And she said, there it goes, Lauren. And I would watch this water carry my clover down the water, and I would look at the little water bugs on top of the water, see how many I could count. I had such a great time walking with Grandmama Wanda. It was so amazing. And Grandmama Wanda would say, come on, Lauren, let's go. We got to go back home. And we would visit it for a short minute, and then we'd turn around and walk back. Well, when we'd walk back from the Big Springs, she said, what is that? And she would turn to see on the ground, I would find a sparkling quarter. A quarter. Like maybe you found a penny occasionally, but never a quarter. So I saw the silver quarter and I got excited and I picked it up. And then I kept walking a little ways back down to turn left to go into the train. And there was another quarter. Another quarter. It was amazing. I felt so lucky, to find a quarter. I mean, what child finds quarters on the street that often? Well, at the time, I would have been 5, 6, 7 years old, and I would just tell everybody about my lucky money that I found on the walk, and it was such an exciting time for me. Well, during that walk and that exciting time, it was amazing. I actually, as I became an adult, one day, my Memaw Geneva, the one that's in this tattoo, my Memaw Geneva and my Grandmama Wanda were great friends. And my Memaw Geneva told me, your Grandmama Wanda told me to never tell you this because she had passed in 1988. She said she was the one dropping the quarters. She was dropping the quarters the whole time. How special was that she was dropping the quarters for me as a child to feel so special and so blessed to have that? Well, I grew up walking with her to Big Springs, feeling so special. Like, I could not tell you. I would tell everybody about my quarters and my coins that I found on this walk. So Big Springs and the coins and the walk have always meant really something special to me. I really miss those walks with her. And I know that she's in heaven and she's waiting for me in heaven. And in my mind, I envision her living on a path in a cabin in the woods, which ironically, my mom always says she wants a cabin in the woods. So nice to have a cabin in the woods away from the world and all the hustle and bustle. So I think of her as being in a cabin with the candle lit and having a smoke coming out of the chimney because she was probably cooking something in cast iron. Maybe it was chicken and dumplings. Or maybe it's some of her famous red-eye gravy with country ham and sorghum molasses and homemade biscuits, something like that. So this Christmas, in honor of Wanda, I decided to have a tattoo artist design a tattoo that would symbolize that. Now, I will tell you that I hired this artist named Andy to make a representation of what I had in my head and put it onto a drawing that would then be transferred to my body. When I arrived, it was shocking how beautiful it was. Shocking how beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys what he designed. when I arrived. I'm going to show you on my phone so you can see what he designed. Okay, so I got there, and this is what he designed. Hard to see. There it goes. The path, the house, the light on, and then coins dropped along the path so I could find her with the coins along the path. The smokestack, the oak trees, the light on for me. The gate that is open, it is narrow on a path. So it looks better in person, but that's what he designed. So it is Thomas Kincaid like Suzanne. Thomas Kincaid. Now, I will say that when I saw the full color, I was not wanting to do color because, black. All my tattoos are black. So I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. It's all color in order to see it and the way he designed it, and because it'll look just like a jumbled mess if it's all in black. So it has to be in color. So I agreed to the tattoo. On the 26th, the day after Christmas, I set to get the tattoo. I have never had a color tattoo. And what I will tell you is that they are not comfortable. They are very, very painful. And I wasn't prepared for that. Now, my husband told me before I was going to do it, he surprised me and showed up at the tattoo place, which was an hour and 15 minutes from our home. He drove all the way over there to surprise me. And when he showed up, he said, "Did you bring the numbing cream?" And I said, "No, I didn't bring the numbing cream." And he said, "You really should have brought the numbing cream." Well, I didn't think, I don't know. And I just thought it was going to be like every other tattoo. You just woman up and man up, whatever, and deal with the pain. So I didn't put any numbing cream on it. And I was like, well, I'm going to feel this. I'm going to feel all of this. He has to put color on top of color on top of color on top of color to build the image. Now, if I'd asked my mother, the background picture here, I'm leading to a point of why I have this picture here. Now, I can imagine when my mom was making this painting that she had to start with a base, and then she had to layer the colors from a black background to a lighter color with dark color accentuating around it, but she had to layer color on top of color on top of color. If I was smart, I would have asked my mama about this picture and the layering that had to be done. And I did not. So I got the tattoo. He started on it, and he was layer after layer after layer after layer. I got done with the tattoo. No, I didn't get done with the tattoo. The tattoo is not finished all the way. I know. I sat for 7 hours. He said, "You should only sit for 4. But I sat for 7 hours because I was determined to finish. It got 70% of the way done. It didn't get the smokestack. It didn't get the trees. It didn't get all of those things. Does anybody else here have a color tattoo? Oh, Chitara. Baby is crying. She said, baby is crying. So if no one else has ever had these color tattoos, let me tell you, this barely hurt. Like maybe if 0 to 10, it was like a 4. It wasn't bad. This tattoo I'm about to show you was like 11 out of 10. It was quite painful. Oh, so Graham, 8 colored tattoos, very, very painful, but worth it when it's done. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the tattoo that is not done It's in the ugly stages of healing. It feels very tight and hot and red, but I'm putting all of the goodness on there that my husband made. He made up a concoction for me of castor oil, frankincense, tea tree oil, lavender. So I've been putting that on there, and today's one of the better days that I've had. Kim, you know about colored tattoos too? Yes. Well, I got to stand up to show you so you can see it all the way. Even higher. Hold on, I can't straighten my arm out. It's hard to show all of it, but so hard to show. I'll have to post another video of it once it's healed. Let me see. Hard to show because I can't straighten my arm out like that. But it turned out like I wanted. It's very beautiful. Once it's done, it'll have the smoke coming up here and then the trees, and then it's going to have a back that'll have like animals and everything on there. Now, I did base a lot of this for my grandmother, but I also based it on the scripture. If you can see it, I have to tell you about what it says. Well, sorry, I was reading some of the comments. All right. So Matthew 7, 13, 14. It says, "Enter by the narrow gate. Broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate, and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it." So when I thought of this, I have a narrow gate, a difficult path that's very stone-like, and because narrow is the gate. Narrow is the gate, and I think that speaks so true in the time we're in. Narrow is the gate, and difficult is the way which leads to life. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Difficult is the way which leads to life. Some days are more difficult than others. Life is difficult, but to be able to find that there are few who find it is very true. I know when it breaks down for me that my grandmother took me on this path, and my grandmother laid these quarters down, and my grandmother helped me to feel a certain way about life and to feel special and safe. And maybe during that time, being with her, I felt the most safe. So I wanted to combine the symbolism of the tattoo for Wanda and combined with the narrow gate, Matthew 7, 13, 14, and specifically Matthew 7, 14. So that's what it says, 7, 14. Now, it does not say Matthew, it says Mateo, because as many of you may know, few there be that find it. Absolutely. King James Version. So Mateo, because I speak Spanish, and because the guy that was doing the tattoo, Andy, is from Cuba. So in honor, the word Matthew in English is Mateo in Spanish, Mateo. So I said, well, yo hablo español. En lugar, yo pongo Mateo, no Matthew. So it's very symbolic. I love tattoos speaking for life. I love tattoos representing things we're going through. And here's the next part of the story of me getting 70% of my tattoo. Now, I told you about my grandmother dropping the quarters, and I told you about my memo, Geneva, and I want you heard my memo, Geneva's voice on our last one. And Mom, if this is too sensitive for you, please jump off. But I want her voice to be heard forever. And we all know YouTube is forever. So when I was a little girl, my memo would mail cassette tapes to Texas from Kentucky of her words and her reading bedtime stories to us. The bedtime stories that she read to us, when she recorded them, we thought that the cassette tapes have been destroyed, but you actually have to stick your finger in the cassette tape and rewind to get to the beginning. So when my mom discovered that you had to rewind it to make it play forward, it started to play her voice. My mom took her voice from the cassette tape and put it onto a digital format so that we could have it forever. So I'm going to play a little bit of a story that my grandmother read to me at bedtime and in memory of her. So if you guys are ready, this is Wanda Lee Crisp. Well, Wanda Lee Cummins Crisp.
Okay, Casey. Now you be still. Lay real still. Okay, Lauren, you all ready? Okay, now this is a story of the gingerbread man. Once upon a time, a little old man and a little old woman lived all alone in a little old house. There were no boys or girls in the little house. There was no cat or dog. There were only the old woman and the little old man. One day the old woman said, "Oh, dearie me, I wish we had a little boy to live here with us." "That would be very nice," said the old man, "but don't wish for something we can't have. Now, I wish we could have some gingerbread for our supper." The old woman hurried into the kitchen. "I'll surprise him with a gingerbread man," she said. So she made a gingerbread man with a smiling mouth. "See," said the old woman. She smiled as she thought about her surprise for the old man. She opened the door. Out jumped the gingerbread man. He ran across the room with the little old man and the little old woman after him. "Stop!" cried the little old man. The gingerbread man laughed. He ran out the door calling, "You're old and I am new. I'm sure that I can outrun you." The old man and the old woman ran until they were all tired out, but they couldn't catch him. The gingerbread man ran on until he met a rabbit. "Stop!" called the rabbit. "I'd like to eat you." The gingerbread man laughed and said, "I outran an old man and an old woman too. You may be fast, but I can outrun you." Like that, Mama.
Now, my sister tried to hit the record and play button at the same time so that she could talk to my grandmama inside of the cassette tape. And I said, no, don't touch it. And that's what you just heard was my sister hitting record and play over my grandmama's voice. So
around a curve in the road, the gingerbread man nailed a cow. "Stop!" called the cow. "I think I'd like to eat you." The gingerbread man shouted, "You'll have to catch me if you do, and I'm sure that I can outrun you." The cow tried to catch him, but she was old and heavy and had to stop to rest. On and on the gingerbread man ran until he met a horse. "You look good enough to eat," said the horse, trotting after him. As he raced along, the gingerbread man called back, "Just try to catch me if you can, for I'm a nice new gingerbread man. I've outrun all I've met today. Goodbye, old horse. I'm on my way." The gingerbread man ran into...
her saying that about a horse, it was like connecting to like my mom having a horse, and she said there was a horse. So as a little girl, we would listen to these at bedtime just over and over to hear her voice. I mean, she would call us and tell us stories, and she would tell us bedtime stories. But, to have a relationship with your family when they're so far away, I mean, they had to come up with ways. She was from Western Kentucky, near the Kentucky Dam, near Cadiz, Paducah, Eddyville. in a little town, and she was born and raised there. Her father, it's a long story about her family and her background. That's for another day. But you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man, right? So it's almost done.
Till he came to a river. The fox was sunning himself near the river. You're very handsome, said the fox. Lucky for you, I don't care for sweets. If you want to cross the river, jump on my tail and I'll carry you to the other side. The gingerbread man looked at the water, then he looked at the fox. The fox's tail was a long way from his mouth, so the gingerbread man jumped on and the fox started to swim across the river. They hadn't gone far when the gingerbread man said, "My feet are getting wet, Mr. Fox. Jump onto my shoulder," said the fox. The water crept higher. "The river is deep here," warned the fox. "Quick, jump up on my nose." The gingerbread man didn't like the idea of being so close to the fox's mouth, but there was nothing else for him to do. So the gingerbread man stepped up onto the fox's head, which was like a wet, slippery slide. Slip, slide, down went the gingerbread man, just as the fox opened his big red mouth. What would you do if the gingerbread man slid right into your mouth? You would eat him, wouldn't you? That's just what the fox did. Very good, said the fox as he shook the crumbs from his coat. Very good indeed. And that was the end of the gingerbread man. How'd you like that, Casey? Huh? Lauren, did you like that story?
Lauren?
Okay. Now I've got another one about Jesus and the children.
Wow. So you see, that's one of the two stories that I have. But that was Jesus and the children was going to be her next story. And man, she was a great woman. She was a really strong woman. She endured a lot. She put up with a lot. But she was just brave woman, very strong, fought cancer for 5 years. I was 10 when she passed away. I was woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning by my father telling me that she had passed away at MD Anderson Cancer Center. But I still smell her. I still feel her. I still hear her. She always had red, clothes on. The red reminds me of her. The way that I am, even in my personality, I think it's a lot like her. My mom is a lot like her as well. And we have the same middle names, the three of us, the same middle name, Leigh. Leigh. And my grandmother would say, put an S on the front of Leigh. What does it spell? Slay. Take off the S. What does it spell? Lay. So I would say Lauren Lee, and she would say Lauren Lay. She always corrected me. She was really amazing woman. And in honor of her, this very painful tattoo, she's probably going to say, "Why'd you do that?" But it's something that I needed to have because this tattoo is for Geneva and this tattoo is for Wanda. And I believe that the maternal, I guess the women in our lives, the women, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, the mothers, they pass on all of the things. And I say all of the things, but you know what I mean. They pass on the way we take care of ourselves, the way that we fight life, the way we go through life, the way that we carry our manners, our respect, our determination, our loyalty, our commitment, our tolerances, our aptitudes, our love, our empathy, our caressing. Now, I don't have any children to pass this on to, and that's okay. I didn't birth any children, but I am a pediatric chiropractor, and I want that to be known that I am a pediatric chiropractor, and I specialize in pediatrics and pregnancy for a reason. And I'm able to pass this on to all of the kids that are at my office. I'm able to mentor, and I think mentoring is, a lady said on KHOU News, mentoring is a dying thing. I think that we should never forget to be mentors. I think that we should never forget that narrow is the gate and difficult is the way. And now you can imagine that other people going through, all the children and all the teenagers and all the people who are under the age of 30 years old trying to navigate a life that is difficult at times. And I can't imagine how they go through it without a mentor or a support system, a mother, a grandmother, someone to help them, grandfather. I don't mean to leave the men out. I'm just specifically talking about women and our strength, my mother's ability to be a beautiful artist and to give me gifts that help me to be the woman that I am today. And then to be the woman I am today because of the help that I got to understand my own issues, my, needing therapy, going through and having self-awareness that I needed help to be better and to be a better person. So Storytime Sunday is so special to me because we are all so much alike as women, as men, as people. We are so much alike. And I know that I can pass on my knowledge, my character, my ways. Some of it is deep inside of our soul that we were born with, that God gave us. But there are things that we can pass on. There are ways that we could help mentor the future way. And so a lot of you on here are watching, there are some ways that we can give back just by checking on people who are younger. I feel like the women in my life, my mother, my mama, my grandmama, and you've heard both of their voices, have been a big influence into the woman that I am today. And I would say, if not 60% of it, but the other part you get along the way. And it reminds me of a mentor of mine in chiropractic that said, "Congratulations, you are now a full-fledged, bona fide chiropractor. You can go out and you can share and do all the things to help heal the people of the world. But I want to tell you this, protect your light. Protect your light, number one. And when you go out in the world, know that you will learn 50% of everything you need to know about being a chiropractor in your first year. And the rest of your career, you'll learn the other 50%. So I feel like that saying is true for life. In the first, you'll learn 50% of what you need to know from birth to 18, that you form morals and ethics, and all of those things are proven to be formed between the age of birth to 12 years old. And I believe we get those from our parents and our grandparents. The other 50% you learn along the way. And I will say that some learn it harder than others. So is the saying, narrow is the gate and difficult is the way, which leads to life. There are few who will find it. And I think that that's very special, that I don't take this in vain, that I appreciate that I found my love of chiropractic, my love and my calling to be a great chiropractor. I love putting my hands and touching the horses and the animals and the cows and the ducks and the chickens and the pigs and the sheep and the goats and all of God's creation and all of the life that God has created. My favorite, you all know, is horses. My second favorite would have to be goats. And it's not that I don't love working with people. It's just that I've spent the last 20 years working with people. And it gets harder to work with people because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way. Narrow is the gate. It's very difficult to imagine a world where I didn't know God and I didn't have women like this in my life. And I know that I'm speaking to you. When I say this, I'm speaking to you. You are amazing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I say it like that because I feel like so many people don't know. I feel like so many people don't know how special and how amazing and the things, the gifts you could pass on, to be a mentor. Mentoring does not have to be a dying thing. I had a mentor for chiropractic, a mentor for for life. I had mentors that helped bring me up. My grandmother, Wanda, passed away when I was 10 years old. My grandmother, Geneva, passed away when I was 41 years old. My mother, who is on here now, she does her best to try to rein me. She does her best to still mother me. Did you get your oil changed? Did you check your tires? Did you bring enough food for the trip? Do you have a place to go to the bathroom if you're out in the woods and there's nowhere to go? Do you have a protection angel with you? Did you drink your water? You didn't get too much cash, did you? Because I don't want someone to hit you over the head, knock you in the head, and steal your cash. Mom, you can say all of those things because I know one day I will definitely miss hearing all those things. But I'm going to keep you around as long as I can. So I'm going to take you with me, maybe kicking and screaming. But when we have our new property, I'd love for you to be there because I can't imagine you being with a nurse in an assisted living and giving them hell. Because I'm not driving down there to assisted living and taking care of you and them calling me saying she's at it again. And I say, give her a paintbrush and she'll start painting and she'll be fine. Just don't think it'll go over well, Mom. You're not normal, Mom. You're not normal. I'm not normal. I mean, for hell, what's normal? I don't think there is any normal. My mom is fun. My mom wanted to live her life. And Mom, I'll say this, but my mom can have fun. My mom went to more places than I've been to places. And let me tell you about this land situation, Kathy. Kathy, when I tell you that to be a flood survivor and try to find land that is never flooded, that is high enough and big enough and safe enough is just hard. Like I sit here on the couch for 6 hours surfing this thing called HAR, Houston Association of Realtors. And I can't find anything. I send it to the realtor. He said it flooded. I sent this one to the realtor. He said it flooded. I sent this one to the realtor. He said the back 7 acres floods. I sent the next one to the realtor. He said this one flooded. What am I going to do? I just need to build an ark. Maybe we just get a boat, babe. We just need a boat. And we just go around like Noah on a boat waiting. I don't know what's the answer to that. I agree, Nancy. We're all special in our own way. Well, bring in some field dirt, Dana says. Well, the problem with field dirt is that we brought in field dirt at the other place and the water washes it right away. So you have to have a really good retention wall, or you have to build it up enough that it washed everything away around the house and left the house sitting on the mud, but it's really hard. So here's the deal. As far as land goes and having a place for Bodie to run the way Susie had a place, we have to keep searching. We have to keep looking at elevations and topography and sending it to the realtor, and we will find it, or plants that help with erosion. Okay, so let me go back to that, Kathy. We found out that if we want, okay, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. If you want 10 acres in Texas, you're going to pay $300,000. If you want 10 acres in Texas, you're going to pay $300,000. If you want to spend $300,000 in Kentucky, you can find about 243 acres. So floods in Kentucky. I do want to have land in Kentucky one day, but for now, we have to stay in Texas because of the business and all the things that are here. I've worked too hard to get everyone knowing my name. So I just got tagged on a couple of Facebook posts about horses. And it's funny because somebody that I know very, very well. Let me say this. I put a job posting on Facebook for Animal Ranch Care for a handler. because Jessica needs to take some personal days off. Her daughters are going to do the Foal Foundation, which is where they get a baby horse and they raise it and work with it and all those things. And Jessica needs Saturdays off. So I placed an ad in Facebook for an animal handler assistant, and I got 9 people who applied. Out of the 9 people who applied, I saw all those women. I knew which one. They were mostly students, and that speaks to my heart. One of them is going to be a human and animal chiropractor. One of them is going to major in equine science. One of them is going to school to be a veterinarian. How can you choose? So I think it needs to be all of them, just at different times. Like, I need to be their mentor. I had even adult women in their 40s who wanted to come and shadow me, which is also great. Paying everybody and changing up often is not what I want to do, but I do want to be a mentor. I'm reading some of your comments. Okay. They're saying ask Jake and Lissa about some tips. Reach out to Stephanie from Denman Homestead, Lester's niece. She found JL and Jake's brother. Okay. Well, thank you for the tip. Going to Kentucky, we would have to start over, and I don't necessarily think we want to start over. And I couldn't convince Mom to go back there with me, even if I paid her to. Mares eat oats and does eat oats, and little kids eat ivy. Well, anyway, with that being said, we're still looking for land. I think we found 7 that we like so far. One of them is in Livingston. One of them's, they're all in a straight line, and they're all within less than an hour to work, because Tim and I have talked about it, and we do not want to be more than an hour away from the office. Ideally, 45 minutes to the office. I think an hour or more would be too much. Like, I found a place an hour and 20 minutes away, and that's just too far. That's just way too far. I'm looking at Tim because he's like, that's too far. An hour and 20 minutes, right? Too far. Yeah, too far, he says. He's like, yeah. So more like 45 minutes would be ideal. Okay. Well, hopefully if I can put it out there in the world, the Most High, my Lord, will show us a place. But if we can, it would be nice to be centrally located between Livingston, New Waverly, Conroe. Not Conroe. Conroe is more city. It's all built up now. It's not what it used to be. But somewhere that has land. Our desires are to have enough land that people are not standing outside and can see us at a short distance, but also a place that I could have boating, a place that has a fence. But I don't care if it doesn't have a fence, because we can put some T-post up. My love is not afraid to put in hard work. So we could do that. But patience is definitely key, Nancy, because we have to just wait and see what comes about. But we are going to tour some places. So I think we have a couple places to tour. We're getting pre-approved on January the 2nd. So that's only 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days away. So in 4 days, we get our pre-approval for our loan. And he said, do you want land? Do you want land in a house? So we have to figure that part out too. Conroe did just get hit by a tornado. Yep, Conroe got hit by a tornado. New Caney got hit by a tornado. Splendora got hit by a tornado. Poor people. If y'all didn't see my live, I went live yesterday to cover all of that for everybody. I thought it was important since no one could see from around the world how everybody was doing. But I have really enjoyed telling you about Storytime today. If you guys have any other questions for me, I am reading through the comments. It takes 60 seconds for me to see your comments. So if you guys have any questions about what I was saying today, I would love for you all to be mentors. I would love for you to be someone's light in their life. This thing keeps throbbing. Oh, it's so throbbing. I have to adjust people tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen unless I can do like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. It's supposed to, the black ones always heal faster. The black ones healed in 4 days. So I put it on a Thursday so that by Monday I'd be able to adjust people. And then here we go. I know. Ouch, Mary Lou. Ouch. Well, I am she's asking how far I am from Twisted Critters Ranch Rescue and Rehab. And they're in Madisonville, an hour and 20 minutes. I'm an hour and 20 minutes away from there. No pain, no gain, Nancy. You know what Tim told me? He said, no agony, no braggony. No agony, no braggony. So I kept hearing that over and over as it would hurt. I'd be like, no agony, no braggony. You got to go through the wilderness to get to the reward. You got to go through it. Okay, I can't even say it. Twisted tear, not twister. Okay, twisted tear. Great content. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Sharon. Tim is funny, right? No agony, no bragging. Thank you for that. St. Anthony, St. Anthony. My mom said that she planted a St. Anthony statue in the front yard for her house to sell, and it worked. Dana, no more color tattoos, only black and gray. They're fine. This one was even fine. I think it's because it was one color, but this one was like stacked color. Oh my God, I still feel it. It's so hot. Jamie's Farrier. Is that who y'all are talking about? Twisted Tear? I thought it was like Critters Rescue. Oh, hey, Sharon. Sorry you didn't get the notice. Go back and watch the replay, please. Remember to like and subscribe, you guys. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I do have memberships now. I think I have a new member. I think it's Teresa. I have memberships now. I'm learning all the big girl things. I don't know how to do memberships. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. Courtney. Is her name Courtney? Oh, that's Courtney that works with. Oh, I do have an ice pack. I've been putting ice on it. It's only one part that's still red. It's like right there where the house is. Golly, that part. Yeah, that part hurts right there. Next time I go back, it'll be numbing cream. Courtney and Ashley and baby Elijah. Well, they put an ad out. They put a post on Facebook to a group in College Station and asked for a group that's kind of north of here, and they asked for someone. So they'll make their decision on which chiropractor they would like. Oh, I see, Teresa. They have different names. They have 3 different company names. Hit the bell for notifications next Sunday at 4:00. Whoop, whoop. Make sure you hit the bell. You can do it at the end if you want, but remember, I want y'all to see me. All right, Jamie's Farrier. I've heard a lot about Jamie's Farrier. I've never met her, but I did see her work on Roman, and she's good. She's really good. And did she speak Dutch to speak to him because he's Amish? Oh, that was so crazy, right? My mom was like, she's speaking Dutch. That was amazing. I put my glasses up, Mom. My glasses always fall. Natasha, thank you for tagging me on their post. I did reach out to them too, but I haven't heard anything back. But they got recommendations from 4 or 5 other chiropractors, so we'll see which one they choose. They have a choice, free will and all. They can use who they want. None of the other ones do social media, though. The one that everybody's recommending the other 4 or 5 everyone's recommending, none of them do social media. So nobody does YouTube or anything like that. But maybe they don't care about that because they do the YouTube, so it's not that important. Thank you for setting an alarm for my lives. I want y'all to be here. I love when y'all are here. I love talking to you guys. Courtney is a horse expert, Mary Lou. Well, that's cool. She's really good. Speaks Dutch. Oh, Courtney has even talked about going to school for becoming a chiropractor for her horses. That's cool. 10 years of school. 10 years. 8 years to be a human chiropractor. 9 years to be a human chiropractor and 6 to 8 months to be a chiropractor for animals. Deanna, thanks for messaging me. You were the reason why I knew about it. Thank you. Thank you. Amish. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Courtney wants to learn to be a horse chiropractor. That's cool. I can mentor her. Somebody tell her I can mentor her. I don't have kids. I have time. God willing, I have time. Question, what did you recommend for bone specs? Oh, they did respond and ask me to contact? What? No way. Let me see. Seriously? What page is it on? Okay. I'm looking. Where is Deanna's? There it is. Go to the post. Animal Ranch Care. Highly recommend Animal Ranch Care. Animal Ranch Care and Longhorn Lester, Suits to Boots. I'm a survivor. Farm Animal Sanctuary have treated. You already wrote. I just tagged you. Animal Ranch Care was just going to refer you. Animal Ranch, please message us. We would love to discuss prices. And when we can get you out, we have a horse that really needs his hips worked on. This is Jamie and Lester's horse and human chiropractor. They even talked her into starting a channel. Sound familiar? Yeah, I knew about her. She did message back. Well, looky there. I guess I'm going to be connected with them after all. Thank you guys for your support in that. That was amazing. Y'all are like so far, but so close. You know what I mean? Like so far away, but you're doing other things. Well, let me see. My people are Pennsylvania Dutch. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Tell Jamie you would like a reference. Be sure to mention you also work on humans. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one, huh? The Amish use a combination Swiss and German as the old world language. I didn't know that. Sweet. They also asked you to contact them. Oh, bone spurs. Bone spurs. I don't remember the context when we were talking. Oh, cold laser therapy. Cold laser therapy for bone spurs or shockwave acoustic therapy. Just go to Google and search shockwave acoustic near me or cold laser near me. All your favorite people together, Mary Lou. That's going to be great. We all get to see each other all the time. Trade for trade. I never barter, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. I do barter, but don't tell anybody. We need to all have a big event, right? Well, we're winding down on the hour. We have 2 minutes left to finish up. And I'm going to tell y'all something really funny really funny before I get off, okay? So I got the tattoo for Christmas, and Tim wanted an e-bike for Christmas. And he wanted to have one of those, e-bikes that has the battery and it has the assist or whatever, and he wants to ride bike. Okay, cool. So the e-bike arrives yesterday. Today, we're going to go put it together. So we're putting it together. And I'm on the left side of the bike and Tim's on the right side of the bike. And he gets his pedal in. And then I go to get my pedal in and my pedal won't go in. Now, mind you, I'm a chiropractor and sometimes I do not have common sense. So I'm like, Tim, it won't fit. So I go to the company. I hit support at thebikeplace.com. I send them a thing. I was like, hey, the left pedal doesn't fit. The threads are wrong. I don't want to send back this big 150-pound bike. Tim's like, we don't want to pack it back. We're just going to buy a thread kit. We go through this whole thing. It was like 45 minutes of us trying to figure out how we're going to get the thread to how to fix the thread problem. So I even searched a pedal thread kit. I even searched how to fix it and a guy that could fix it. And I go through all the things, and I finally go to Chad, and I say, Chad is Chat GPT, the AI. Hey, Chad, I'm trying to fix a bike with a left threading problem on the pedal. How do I fix it? And do you know what he said to me? He said, the right side goes clockwise and the left side goes counterclockwise. What? What? So I already sent the email to the support people. So I had to retract the email, tell them, ding dong, I'm dense. I haven't put a bike together since the 1990s, and I didn't know that the left pedal went counterclockwise. And go ahead and laugh, Mom, because I know you are. So my mom's laughing at me right now. More degrees equals more done, right? Ding, ding, ding. I can do all this crazy, amazing things like moving joints and controlling nerves and spine and know all the brain pathways. But I did not know that the pedal goes to the left. You go counterclockwise on the left. So then I tell Tim, and then he's like, what? And then I go to the front room, and we see the bike. We thought we were over. He was all disappointed because he can't ride the bike, which is actually sitting right here behind me. And he was really upset. Whoa. So I ran into the room, and I took the left pedal, and I screwed the left pedal into the hole, and it went really easy, and it wasn't threaded at all. We even thought about shaving down the pedal and like getting it to. Anyway, with that being said, the pedal got on. We finished putting the bike together at 3:42 p.m. before I had to come on live. I know, Jen, right? So the right pedal goes clockwise and the left pedal goes counterclockwise. It makes you think like the right side is the good side that goes in normal, and the left side is the evil side that goes backwards, something like that. The website. Donna, you got to be more specific. What was that website? And your hair is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God, I get it from Geneva. I get it from Geneva. She passed away at 90 something with all her hair. Only knew because I watched someone with the channel put one together. Yeah, right? So anyway, that's the end of my Storytime Sunday. A little bit of crazy at the who gave you the answer? Oh, Chat GPT? Chat GPT. Oh, Chat GPT is AI. It's called Chat GPT 4.0. And I use chat in business to help me learn things. And so I just jumped on there and was like, hey, Chad. I call him Chad, but it's Chat GPT. I just say, Chad. Hey, Chad. And he helped me figure out that the pedal goes reverse. On the left side goes counterclockwise and the right pedal goes clockwise. Won't forget that one again. More about the bathtub. Inspired clips. Did you want to say more about the bathtub? What do you mean? What do you mean? Beef stew. That sounds great. Watch out, I'm left-handed. Right? Left-handed person putting it on left. That would be funny. Well, anyway, you guys, I look forward to seeing y'all next Sunday. I do want to tell you, if you're looking for any of my videos, we're changing some things up, and we're going to be adding some newness to it and putting some new spins on things. I'm going to film differently. So we did a whole overhaul, and in the new year, you're going to see a lot more of me in a lot of different ways. And don't tell anybody, but my husband's going to be helping. Don't tell anyone. Oh, she said, I thought you were going to say more about why you went live in the tub during tornado morning. You have to watch the live, but I went in the tub to get away from the tornado because someone told me best place to be is in a tub with a mattress on top of my head. Not see him, but he'll help. Shh. Okay. All right. Well, you guys stay tuned. You guys stay tuned. You guys have a good Sunday. You enjoy yourself. Remember the things we talked about. Love yourself. You are important. You are special. You are loved. Matthew 7:14. Until next Sunday, like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.